school gamers are well familiar with the world of darkness. Vampire the Masquerade and all the related games. Well, down here in the New Orleans area, we've got a group called No Last Call that's bringing some of this stuff to life, quite literally. So this is Tabitha Long, who's going to tell us a little bit about No Last Call, a White Wolf-based live-action role-playing group in the New Orleans area. Tabitha, fill our viewers in. Give us a little quick thumbnail about what the group's about, what you guys do, and where they can find you.
Okay, well, we are a group of gamers who love to get together and do some role-playing and some LARPing. We're a tight-knit group. We game probably about 4 to 5 times a month, different genres. But we also go and hang out. We do in-character pub crawls, classy. We keep it classy, but we like to have fun. We're also part of, some charity work. We do some soup kitchens and, that kind of sort of stuff. So it's a lot of fun.
Outstanding. Now, if someone local was interested in finding you guys and getting involved, how would they go about doing so? What's your website?
We do have a website. You can find us at mindseyeSociety.com, and our email is dc@nolastcall.org. And we are on Facebook as well.
Okay.
You can look us up, No Last Call, and you can also look up Mind's Eye Society.
Outstanding. So when you're doing your LARP events, usually how many people do you have involved in any given game on average?
Oh, wow. On average, I would say we have a good about, 15 to 20 people, but our games are as big as 30 to 40 people will come and play.
Outstanding.
It's not just local players who come and play, though. We have a lot of people from out of town who also come regularly to play in every one of our games.
Mostly statewide or more Gulf Coast type
Gulf Coast. We
nice.
have people from Texas, from Biloxi, all over the place who come and play with us. People from Little Rock actually come down and play with us.
Excellent.
So we have a good, solid core, about 15 local players, but we have a lot of outsiders who come and join us.
Outstanding. Well, good to see another aspect of the ongoing gaming renaissance of the past few years here in the Crescent City. Tabitha, thank you for taking a few minutes to speak with us today.
You're welcome.
Now, those of you that watched our Neil Adams coverage at More Fun Comics last Friday night may remember he was talking highly about his sons. Elsewhere in this broadcast, you'll be able to see what Joel is doing in his post-animation on TV days. But now we've got Josh Adams, who's actually done a lot of the illustration on the IDW Doctor Who. Very appropriate with Matt Smith being our main guest. So, John, good to see you. Thanks for taking a minute to talk to Human City.
Good to talk to you.
So tell us a little bit, how did you end up getting involved with the whole Doctor Who thing over at IDW?
Well, first off, I was a huge fan of Doctor Who on TV, and even the old comic books. I love Dave Gibbons' work on Doctor Who. And, I was kind of getting out of the commercial world. I used to do advertising a lot, working for Sci-Fi Channel. And I thought, what comic would I like to do most? That was Doctor Who. So I emailed them, and I said, I want to do Doctor Who. And they said, well, we got a lot of people working on Doctor Who. And I said, well, I'll give you my little ultimatum, which is I'm going to email you samples every day. I'm going to contact you every day until you give me a script to work on Doctor Who. And sure enough, I ended up becoming an artist on Doctor Who.
I like your style.
Get what I want.
So, did you do mostly covers, interiors, the whole 9 yards during your run?
I did mostly interiors, and I got to work with some great writers. Got to work with Tony Lee. I got to work with Andy Diggle.
Nice.
And they gave me some really, really fun stuff to play with. First issue in, I got to draw a giant T-Rex on the TARDIS.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's one of the special things about Doctor Who, especially in the comic format that you don't get on TV, is you can have anything happen.
Oh, yeah.
When you have a concept that allows for anything, and you have a comic format which doesn't have the same budget constraints as TV, you can do whatever you want. And so we got to do whatever we wanted.
That's absolutely fantastic. So, out of curiosity, who's your doctor? Where did you start watching the program?
Well, I started watching old reruns on PBS of Tom Baker as the Doctor. And I stopped watching for a good long while, and I jumped back in on Christopher Eccleston. Strangely enough, I ended up missing the entire run of Tenet,
Really?
Yeah, it's just that, you know, I guess the timing, I was in college and I just nothing matched up for me to watch much TV then. And I jumped back in during Matt Smith, and that was like a magical time for me because Matt Smith was this completely different Doctor compared to Tennant and Eccleston and even Baker.
Yeah.
He was and he was such a complete character. So I really fell in love with that performance. And so when I got the opportunity to draw Matt Smith in the comics, it became so important to me to capture that personality and all those unique quirks that he has. And it was one of the most special experiences I think I'll ever have in the comic industry.
That's magnificent. So that's enough talking about the past. Since time travel's our theme year, let's talk about the future. What have you got coming down the pipe for us, John?
Well,
Josh? Sorry.
No worries. I'm finishing up a book called Redo, which is sort of a espionage, a little sci-fi. It's a graphic novel. We haven't announced the publisher yet, but it's very dark and kind of noir-like, but it still has all these flavors from different genres. So it's a fun mix of stuff. And then I hear that Titan is going to be doing more Doctor Who comic books, and so it's possible that I might be doing some work with them at Titan.
Oh, well, we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. Now, as far as Redo, when should we look to possibly see something released so people can get started on that?
Very likely the book will come out during San Diego.
Okay.
And so we should expect to see some promotion probably a few months before that.
Where would people look online if they wanted to keep up with things and make sure they don't miss it?
You can keep up with me on my website, whatwouldjoshdo.com. I also have a Twitter account @JoshAdams. It's pretty easy to find, and I actually spend way too much time on Twitter, so you guys can bug me anytime, and I'll fill you with all the details you want.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to talk to us today. And this is Loki as we move on to our next interview du jour.